The nighttime, the time we use to rest and recover from the day's stresses. We are given the chance to drift into a wonderful dream filled with adventure, wonder, and peace. However, this specter of darkness is the perfect nighttime hunter, feeding on the fear and aura of their chosen targets. This is the Pokémon Dusknoir. In my humble opinion, this is an absolutely adorable Pokemon. However, Duskull is quite the terrifying mon. Embodying this floating sheet ghost aesthetic and being the perfect combination of edgy punk rocker and grumpy old lady, it dons a skull mask, crossbone marking on its back, and hair-like curl at the top of its head, in addition to having a hunched over look and hands behind its back, again playing at this grumpy old granny look. It is a playful combination of youth and, well, let's face it, death. Adding on the haunting red glowing eye locating between the two eye sockets of their skull-like bony mask, you get one awesome design of a Pokemon. However, despite its sort of magnetic draw, Duskull are chilling creatures. Being nocturnal Pokemon, they are highly active at night, preying on the spirits of humans and Pokemon, relentlessly chasing their chosen victim until they are caught or dawn breaks and the Duskull are forced to return to their nests deep in the forest. They're forced to retreat due to their inability to tolerate sunlight. Now, I can only speculate, but I would assume their glowing red eye isn't actually an eye, but an organ or nodule that is able to collect and sense energy and becomes overwhelmed or overstimulated in the sunlight. This red nodule also allows them to sense the spirit or energy of their prey. The stronger the aura, the more likely Duskull will choose you as its victim. They do have an intense urge to target young children. With the ability to become invisible and pass through walls of any thickness, they will materialize in the rooms of children, causing terror and fear to arise within that child, and then they will feed on that fear. However, they must be quick, as they will vanish once the child's parent or parents come to comfort them. If you are a traveler, Duskull will use the aforementioned abilities to sneak up on their victim, startle them, which will result in a similar situation with the child. Or they will materialize and levitate in front of the traveler, forcing that traveler to look them in the eye, freezing them in their tracks. Is this due to their mystical powers or the intense fear it elicits within their prey? No one knows for sure. What we do know is all the victims of Duskull end up feeling incredibly lethargic and will experience an intense chill after their life force has been sucked out. Parents will even use the threat of Duskull to control unruly children, as there is lore of Duskull that it will spirit away children that are pieces of disobedient. Duskull pulls heavy inspiration from the Grim Reaper, depicted as a robed figure with a skeleton head. There are also variations of the Boogeyman that could have inspired Duskull, and there is a Japanese equivalent of the Boogeyman which is called the Namahage. The shape of Duskull is similar to the Hitodoma, and this is the Japanese representation of the human soul or wisp. Duskull obviously can take inspiration from animated skeletons due to the skull mask and the bone markings on its back. I also think that there is a heavy influence from a grumpy old granny who's hunched over, has hands held behind its back, wanting to do nothing but suck the joy out of children. The name Duskull may be a combination of dusk and skull. Once it's able to steal and absorb enough life force energy, allowing it to reach level 37, Duskull's evolution Dusclops emerges. In this evolution, it has abandoned its ability to levitate, growing toeless, flat-bottomed feet, allowing it to walk around, patrolling the forests in which it lives during the night. It has gained the ability Pressure, inducing terror into those that look into its cycloptic red eye. It is theorized that its red eye is the true form of Dusclops. However, no one has yet to prove this claim due to the fact that the inside of Dusclops is akin to a black hole. Now, using the two giant hands that are seemingly attached to its body at the hip, will perform a ritualized hand dance, eye glowing as it does, mesmerizing or casting a genjutsu of sorts over the selected target, resulting in that target becoming hypnotized and a puppet to Dusclops, doing its bidding and following every command. It's also said that if you follow the movements of its hands, your soul will be sucked from your body and swallowed into the black hole that is the inside of Dusclops. On a side note, while the hands do appear completely attached to its body, there have been sights of them floating independently as seen in Pikachu's Ghost Carnival short. On another side note, despite the Pokédex entry stating that Dusclops can open its mouth, upon further inspection, it doesn't seem like it has a mouth, with its teeth actually being an extension of the bony mask found on Duskull. What does happen is that the bandages or linen-wrapped body segments can separate, absorbing whatever Dusclops' target is. Luckily, their main source of nutrition are drifting will-o-wisps. It's not known what happens to an object once it's absorbed, but we can guess, since it's compared to a black hole, that the process called spaghettification, yes, that's really what it's called, will occur. And that obviously is one inspiration of Dusclops, a black hole. Also, it's based on mummies or the Hitatsumi Kozo, a humanoid cycloptic ghost. Its shape and body pattern and hollow body make it based on the Chochin Obaki, which are haunted paper lanterns from Japanese mythology, and the name is going to be a combination of Dusk and Cyclops. Dusknoir, having evolved from a Dusclops that was traded while donning the Reaper cloth, this cryptic, eerie gripper Pokemon has come as a messenger between the spirit world and the physical world. After this evolution occurs, we can very clearly see major changes in its appearance when compared to Dusclops. It has a wispy tail instead of those two legs. It has very well-developed arms and hands, various projections around its neck and body, and it has yellow bands around its arms and belly, which can open up and resemble a mouth. And it has two yellow nodules on its chest area that resemble eyes, and this creates a type of face on its torso. It has retained that red eye-like orb, and it now has an antenna on top of its head. This antenna is vitally important to Dusknoir as it allows it to receive transmissions from the spirit world, urging it, convincing it, maybe ordering it to bring people and Pokemon spirits to the spirit world. The targets of Dusknoir are usually already on their deathbed or dead already, and Dusknoir will be the one to bring their souls to the afterlife. Because of this, people are highly fearful of Dusknoir because of its connections with death and the spirit world. Additionally, Dusknoir have accidentally taken souls of those that are still alive to the afterlife. However, this happens very rarely. Now, despite these darker connections, it does have a soft spot. As seen in Pokemon the series Diamond and Pearl in the episode Ghoul Days, Dusknoir was shown protecting innocent people from being taken to the spirit world. Although, It's unknown whether or not it has a will of its own, or it acts only in accordance to the transmissions it receives from the spirit world. If that's the case, who is sending these transmissions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As I mentioned before, it does have a rather large mouth located on its belly, and it's able to consume its target whole. It uses this ability to transport spirits that have been taken into its body, taking them home, or they will join Dusknoir as it travels to unknown places. Now, Dusknoir is only able to transport the spectral essence of their target, not the physical body. That will remain in its original location, a lifeless pile of flesh. Now, Dusknoir appears to be a ghostly cyclops. The Japanese have a one-eyed mountain-dwelling creature named the Yamawaro, and that could be an inspiration for Dusknoir. And similar to Dusclops, due to its round shape and single eye, it can be based on the Chochin Obaki, which is a Japanese type of lantern, with its belly resembling jack-o'-lanterns. Its behavior to guide lost spirits to the spirit world is of course similar to the Grim Reaper, guiding deceased people to the afterlife, and with the ability to receive transmissions from the world of spirits. This could be based on paranormal explanations for the electronic voice phenomena. The name Dusknoir may be a combination of dusk and noir, which is French for black. And there we go. There we have the history of the entire evolution line of Dusknoir. Now, all in all, I am a fan of this evolution line, the entire evolution line. However, I do have my gripes with it. I would have preferred to have Duskull's sort of appearance and aesthetic be the main aesthetic throughout the entire evolution line. I love the bone-like mask. I love the red orb within its head, within its eye. I think it looks fantastic, and it just kind of loses that as it continues down its evolution line. I understand that with evolutions there comes major changes. We can see that in a variety of different Pokemon. Just look at Dratini into Dragonite. However, it would have been cool to keep some of those similar characteristics, but you know, that's just me. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. How do you like Dusknoir and the entire evolution line? Also, if there's another Pokemon you'd like me to do in the series, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for all the support you give to the channel. Check out some of our other videos, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.